Testing.
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 Testing. Listen, this isn't the most complicated project. The projects we do on this stream is kind of like James Bond torture devices. Like sometimes the most menacing torture device is not the giant room full of like lasers with like, you know, millions of dollars in technology to create a harrowing experience. Sometimes it's the guy with like a penknife. Anyway, today we're gonna be doing something that I've wanted to try out for a long time. So you guys know the scene from The Simpsons where Bart puts all the megaphones in a big line and then yells into it and it like explodes the town? Basically, I want to see what happens if you do that. I bought 6 of these guys. Why didn't you get more? Because we're not that high budget, bro, okay? I got 6 of these pile megaphones. They run on 4 C batteries, so I also got a bunch of C batteries. And we're gonna do this Bart Simpson style. We're gonna tape them all together in a big line, go through, turn them all on, and then yell into one end and see what it does. Because honestly, I just want to know what that's like. And then if that works well, we'll see about some other modifications we can do, because we could probably boost it further. At some point, it's going to stop amplifying, and it's just going to add distortion, which is kind of funny in its own right. All these batteries cost less than 1 megaphone. Let's see just how one of these things works to begin with. Because I haven't tried one out, but I imagine they'll probably be pretty decently loud. They also, and this is kind of funny, I feel like, because it looks silly. For some reason, they have an LED. Wait, that didn't turn it on? On? Yeah, they have an LED. Testing. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's at, like, low volume. Testing. Oh. Alright, this is gonna really work, basically. My apologies in advance to headphone users. This is just one. The distortion on this is gonna be ridiculous, man. We've got quite a few of these guys. The reviews for this are all like, finally, as a foreman, now I finally have this to yell at my slacking employees. And that's like basically like all the reviews. Testing. Alright, hang on. We gotta try. Turn that fucking LED off. Wait, what? Testing. That's at half volume? Let's see what happens when we crank that shit. Testing. I mean, it does work. Does it have a siren function? Yeah. I don't know if I want to turn that one on or I'm gonna get the cops showing up. I'm gonna be real though, at some point it's gonna stop getting louder. And I think it's just gonna get more, distorted. How many megaphones does he have? You'll find out here in a second. Shut the fuck up. Alright, we gotta do the Bart Simpson thing, so I'm thinking... Now here's where this is tricky, is that... the buttons are here. It's not on the trigger. So if you just tape these together with this pressed in, it's gonna automatically activate the siren. I'm kind of curious what happens if you just turn them all on. And then yell into them. Testing! Can we even do this without getting, like, unmeasurable amounts of feedback? Testing! That shit starts screeching just with one. Duct tape and solo cups. You might actually... Okay, so duct tape is a given. Obvious tool that we're going to be using to assemble these. Solo cups, that's unique. Well, let me actually get some solo cups, because that's... You're kind of spitting with that idea. Nice crust on the inside of that guy. These are not usable as drinking cups. Why is there crust in every single one of these? Here's the question, is how do we turn them on once they've been duct taped up? So I think the idea is we cut off one end of one. This is the dullest knife. What have I done to this? I wonder if I can, okay, hang on. We're actually kind of cooking here. Here's the real question is, can I set it so that it turns on when I close this? So I can link a bunch of them together. Like this, kinda. And then, close the lids to activate the thing. Because I can turn this on preemptively. Then when I close it, it activates. I'm trying to think of how to get it all together. Because I can't turn them all on and put it together. It's immediately going to turn into a feedback machine. So I think this is the way we do this. We turn this on manually. Then open the top lid here. Secure that to the next one in line. And then that's going to be how we keep them from all going off. And then when we... Well, actually, wait, hang on. We need to make it so that they're all facing the same way. Then, once it's all said and done, you put them all together and you get your megaphone. I'm realizing now, we could also... They don't all have to be taped together. Bop, 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 bop. Scooby-doo-bop, bop, ba-dop, bop, bop. I could open up the circuits on all of these and wire all the buttons together. That's gonna be pretty lengthy, though, because Well, no, that does feel like a physical switch. I was gonna say it's probably a contact switch. But no, that probably is like a physical switch. Well, we'll see how our prototype works, and then we'll go back through and make some modifications. Alright, this will be the end. Or this will be the beginning one. The beginning one doesn't need a cup. So the idea is that they all sit in line like this. And then the collective... They should all collectively come together. This whole thing is cartoon logic? You're right. Literally right, because it's based on a Simpsons bit. But we're testing the cartoon build to see if it'll operate by cartoon logic, you know. I need a chair, my non-desk chair. Alright. Stupid LED. Alright. Let's see what we can configure up here. And now I think, to get this fully working, we're gonna need to be pretty quiet, because if we're not quiet, it's gonna start feedback looping. Immediate. Literally the minute I turned it on. Are you fucking real, dog? Are you fucking serious? Can I do this at all? Or is the feedback gonna, like, immediately kill? Hang on. You know know what? Maybe we do have to splice into all of them and manually activate them so that we can turn them all on at once. This one isn't even facing in and it's still causing feedback. I think the solution here is to turn them all on at once. So that you can yell, you can start yelling, flick them all on, and then your voice will carry first. What's stopping you from yelling into it? Nothing. Fucking nothing. That's... What are you... Literally, what are you talking about, man? Like, that does work, but, like, we can be more powerful, man. We gotta make it so it doesn't just feedback loop this heavily. Or we can just be like, fuck it. Who cares about a little feedback? Headphone users, just cover it. Actually, no, that even with hearing protection, that's so fucking loud. Hang on. We gotta add a little modification. But that's okay, we know how. Let's go through and modify these so I can flick one switch and turn all of them on at once. Alright. Let's see what's inside here, because this is gonna tell us how easy it's gonna be. Okay, wow, this is gonna be pretty easy, I think. It's a single-sided PCB. There is very obviously a, okay, so this is the switch. Alright. This is the power switch right here. As you can see, it's pretty clearly split between 1 pole and 2 pole. So, we're just gonna tie one there, and shorting across that should take the whole thing shorted as well. And then I can run the wires outside the megaphone. We can wire them all to one central harness and then send them all at once. Also, look at the microphone in this thing. It's a little, like the little condenser mic they used to sell at Radio Shack. What is this? They've got a second board here that's like soldered in. Oh, I bet that's the siren. I bet that's to make the warbling sound. Because everything else is really basic. I don't think turning them all on at once is going to do anything about the feedback. Well, you're not the streamer, I am, so we'll fucking see. How about stuffing foam in there? Have you thought about stuffing your fucking pie hole and not giving unwarranted advice on sound isolation? I'm working on the solution right now, bro. This is gonna help. It's gonna at least give me a time where I can yell into the thing before the feedback overtakes it, which is... Even if we use some of the other methods, this is like something that's gonna help it out. Alright. Line this up with the... There we go. Motherfucker! Keep the wires out of the fucking way and let me put the thing back in, man! Oh my good god. Every time I seat it, this wire gets moved into the way of the hole. There we go. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that's going to be tricky on the other ones, too. All right. Now, if I touch these two together, this should turn it on. Yeah. There we go. Spabadabadop. And then untouch them and it turns it off. That's perfect. Exactly what we need. And now we just need to make that modification on some other ones. Trying to get them all out of the way so that you can put the thing back together is pretty fucking annoying. I wish that I could get this thing to shatter glass like it does in The Simpsons. That's like a very specific resonance thing, though. Something has to not only be loud, but it also has to resonate with glass. Alright. I think we're at 2 now. This should turn it on. I could test it by turning siren on and then touching these together. Yeah, baby, it does work. I just now noticed you have Never wet your soldering sponge once. I can tell because of the cavern you've created in the sponge. I really appreciate you for backseating me, bro. That's actually awesome. I never knew you were supposed to wet it. Thank you so- I don't know where I'd be without you. I got water all over my desk, though, so who's the real loser here? These are all this is going pretty smooth so far. We only got one more to do after this. You gotta start the Undertale boss music every time you crash out. And so the crash out begins and you get the that it does before you start a fight. Oh my gosh, dude. Fit through the fucking hole! Hang on. I have to manually bend every single one so that it can thread through and then, like, yoink it through. Why is the hole size so inconsistent? Spabadabadap. Skibidi-bidi, beebidi-bidi. Why does this have the light on? See? There we go. Let's get these boys over here. Alright. One with the longest... I think you'll go in the front because you have the longest cable. Some of these, I think the cables I did do a little too short. Shit. Or no, this guy has the longest cable. Just watch me not be able to fit one in. and then this, and then this. I think we did it. I think this is literally, this is the most I could conceivably hope of fitting on the table. Is this many. I don't think, we could not have had more. We could not have had, we couldn't have added a single one more, man. This is the fucking megaphone. This is the megaphone. And I'm gonna turn the one on the end to have the absolute highest volume output. Oh shit, I need to get my ear protection. I forgot about that. What happens if I flip these all on? Probably just feedback. Jeez, man. Okay. I'm gonna be real. I think I turned the first one on without needing the other ones. And then tape all of these together and then mass flip this on to send it. And then when I flip all these on, whew, that's loud. Alright, boys. Heroes nothing. Let's, can I raise this up more? Alright, let's see how this works. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. Testing! Testing! Hang on. I can flip them all on a little easier like this. Testing! Testing! Ah! Okay. Did it peak the mic? Dude, hang on. Wait. Where's my phone? It has some real, like, do not redeem type of quality to it. Oh, I didn't flip them all on. Alright, this isn't as easy to flip them all on as I thought. Do you understand? Jeez. Play Buddy Holly through the speaker, you idiot. Pretty well, bro. Can you even hear any rhythm in it at all, or is it just like a wall of noise? Because in the mic, that has to sound like fucking nothing. Because if it's this bad, testing versus testing. This ain't channel worthy. Good, because this is gonna be on the main channel. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but apparently my voice is like 100 decibels when I'm just talking normally, which is a little insane. Here, let's prop this guy over here, not directly in front of the main mic. It looks like my voice is hitting 90 this far. That's crazy. Why am I so loud? Alright, but then if I hit him with a testing, 1, 2, 3, that shit hit 125 decibels. Holy shit. Now, decibels are a non-linear scale. They're logarithmic, so each time it goes up by 10, it's double the loudness of the previous level. 125 is shotgun blast territory. I don't think you understand how loud this is. Play the... Oh, yeah, hang on. Let me play Green Hill Zone. I don't even need the blasted out version. It'll do it for me. Okay, wait, that's crazy. That works. You can totally hear it through, like, the whole chain. Now, at the very end, it looked like it was a sustained 118 decibels, and when it would hit the peaks, it would hit around 120. Jeez. How about you blow the Aztec death whistle into it? That's fucking foul, man. Yes! I'm wearing earplugs, but I think my ears are ringing. I think I need to stop running this.